Pandora shares in the internet radio service rallied this morning to their highest intraday price since July 2011, but they're now falling down more than 3% since the peak. This comes as Pandora reported a huge jump in its mobile revenue in the last quarter. Our senior West Coast correspondent Jon Erlichman is here, and John, you spoke with Pandora CEO Joe Kennedy yesterday about all of this.
And the stock story and the company story don't always jive. I mean, you're talking about a company with a stock that moves around a lot depending on what Apple's planning is when it comes to an internet radio service. But I think the stock story was these shares had rallied big time as people got behind this Pandora story, and then they came out with results that really show their mobile muscle. Maybe after an 80% rally this year, people are saying, okay, there's still some outstanding questions that have to be addressed. But one of the standout things was that they have seen year over year about 100% growth in their mobile revenue, and the amount of listening that's been done on their mobile devices over that same stretch is only about half that amount. So that means they're finding a way to limit the royalty payments to a certain extent to make a little bit more money. I asked Joe Kennedy about this shift, the advertising shift from traditional desktop to mobile. Is it just kind of like a Facebook story where they themselves have been shifting the advertisers that way? And he said no. Here's exactly what he said.
Our mobile ad revenue is so much bigger than our desktop revenue. There's no way we could grow the way we've been growing if we were merely shifting dollars. And in fact, compared with the year-ago quarter, we actually increased our revenue per hour on the desktop on a year-on-year basis, in addition to the tremendous increases that we saw on mobile.
And we know that this is a company that has a certain amount of listeners who like to listen a lot, so they had implemented this cap for those few people who on their mobile devices listen more than 40 hours a month. If you listen more than 40 hours, you have to pay 99 cents for the rest of the month. That's one of the ways that while their advertising revenue is climbing, they're containing the royalty costs.
Right, and it's striking to think about how many people actually listen to Pandora 40 hours a month. Maybe why they're doing so well. But, you know, we've talked a lot about the competition. Google, Twitter, Apple, Spotify. What does he have to say about all of these players?
So they really try to message themselves as the company going after the traditional radio business. So I asked him if he had tried that new Google Music service, which was recently unveiled by Google, and he said, yeah, I try them all, but it is a subscription-based business, and that's not what we're about. Now, people should know Pandora does have a subscription-based business too, around 2.5 million subscribers, but they try to say that we're offering that almost like a feature to just get people interested in Pandora, the internet radio channel. The strategy at Spotify is to have streaming subscribers and try and get those numbers to continue to climb, and then offer radio as a way to get them interested in the service. But I think, you know, for Pandora to make that argument, it's tough to say, because I use Spotify's radio version on my phone. It's a very similar experience to what Pandora's offering, but I think in terms of messaging, they want to be seen as the company that's going to be driven by advertising dollars ultimately and not by subscription revenue.
All right, Jon Erlichman, our senior West Coast correspondent, thank you.